Good evening to you all. Thank you for joining me this evening. So twice in one day, that doesn't happen very often. But this morning I did a run through of the papers in our paper share and also the celebration items. And this evening I'm designing the cards for our coffee and card that runs on a Friday and a Monday. So my name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. And I'm going to be using a new stamp set from the new catalogue. Hi Katie, and good morning Kerry. And it's called, as you can see, KITE Delight. Now I haven't used this set yet. I thought it's a perfect one for coffee and card. So coffee and card, if you don't know what that is a social card making gathering. We meet in a local coffee shop. It's very relaxed, everything is provided, and it's designed for people to come along and just make one or two simple cards so they don't have to think too much about it. Obviously the more experienced people can do a little bit more with the sets or maybe with colouring, but the whole idea is just to get people crafting. It's very good, as we all know, for well-being and mindfulness. And I run a session in Brackley and another session in Toaster on Monday. And then we also have other local people and people further afield running coffee and card. So if you are interested in finding a location near you, just message me and I'll see initially if any of our team can help you out with a location. So I've also got the card designs for our class in a box to show you, which is what I've been working on today. So let's get cracking by stamping up the images and designing two simple cards for tomorrow. For tomorrow. I have to think about that for a minute. Hi Carol. So I'm going to be using this one, KITE Delight. So I think this is great for youngsters, also for older people. It's nice, simple colouring. You could also stamp onto coloured paper, and these are also very easy to cut out. So I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to stamp them so we can see how they stamp. So we've got 4 different kites. We've got 2 strings, one with bows, one with stars. We've got a cute little sun and a little cloud, and then 3 sentiments. And I love this one, another year flies by, happy birthday. I think that's great. Sorry, let's put that a little bit easier for you to see. And then your friendship is so uplifting. So it's a photopolymer stamp set, which means it makes it nice and easy to see through. And I've got some pieces here that I'm going to use, but let's start by stamping this. I'm just going to cut this piece down and I'm just going to stamp out the stamps to get a feel for how they're going to look. So I'm just going to make this so that it's going to fit, and get that out into my stamp case. Hi Kate. So I've got all the cards to show you, Kate, for our class in a box for January. So I'm really pleased with how everything came out. So I've got those to share with you later. So let's just grab, I've got Night of Navy. Judging by the fact it's got ink all over it, I think it's probably got a fair bit of ink, but let us see. So I'm just going to stamp these straight onto here. Let's see. Oh, it's got a reasonable amount of ink on. And no doubt somebody's going to come up with something that you could do if you did all of those to make a flower or a spider's web, just seeing that shape. Just pop this back on, so I don't know which ones I'm going to use for my card yet. So I hope everybody has had a good day. I've had a productive day with our live this morning. So if you want to see the papers in person, then hop over and look for that live. And then since then, I've been preparing everything for our class for this month. And I needed to go out, but it was so cold this morning and then so wet this afternoon. So I'll just have to make do without what I needed to go and get. There we go. So these are coming up really nice and crisply. I don't know which is my favourite. I do like that with the flowers, but then that is really bold, isn't it? So we'll be making these cards tomorrow using our note cards and envelopes. So I'm going to do, I don't know why I'm turning them all around quite as much. One stamped onto some white paper, and then the other one stamped onto some of this paper. So this is a celebration paper. It looks like clouds, and this is thanks to Kerry who suggested actually from the Flowering Fields papers that has bigger clouds, but I thought this would be perfect to stamp some kites, cut them out and mount them on top. So that's what's in my mind. Whether that's what we get is another matter altogether. So just literally peeling these off, inking them up and stamping them down. So we've got, and I know I haven't cleaned these, but I will clean them when I've finished, I promise. We've got this little line of stars, that's very cute too. Oh yes, Mary Poppins. Yes, let's go fly a kite. I promise I won't sing it though. Okay, let's pop that one in there. It's a nice fun cloud you could use for lots of different things. And I've got a sun here as well, which I'm going to stamp in. Well, I've got pumpkin pie to hand, so I'll use that one. Like so. There we go. So I believe I've got all of the images on there. So they come out really well. Yeah, let's go fly a kite. And then let me just do the sentiments. So I'm just going to turn this over, pop the sentiments on the back, and then I can keep this sheet with the stamp set so I can see exactly how it stamps. And it's also useful then if I'm passing this round at Coffee and Card for people to see what the sentiments are. This is probably my favourite one, Another Year Flies By. And in fact you could cut the happy birthday off if you wanted to make it into two and just have Another Year Flies By for other, I mean you could use it for anniversary and stuff as well, couldn't you? So, bit of stamping surgery. And then this is Wishes for a Carefree Day. Oh, what ink, Wendy? Hi. Just Night of Navy. That's all. Just because I wanted a nice dark ink. So I've got Night of Navy for those ones there. And here, and I just did the little sun in pumpkin pie. Okay, so let's have a go at designing a card. So the first one I'm going to do, so this is for our note cards and envelopes. So I've cut this piece of card to 3 inches by 4.5 inches. This is going to go onto a layer like so, and then that's going to go onto our white note card. So I need to be mindful that I haven't got a great deal of space. Okay, so I do rather like this nice bold one here. I also like the others. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, let's do the bold one on here. Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, it does look black. The colours when you're videoing, there's so many variables because you've got the webcam that's recording, and then you've got you know, your display that you're seeing it on, so it is quite difficult. So I think I'm going to try this large one. And hope I don't run out of space, and if I do, I'll do something else. So I had brand new piece on here, and it's already got a tear in it. Look, oh, you can't see that, can you? Oh good, shouldn't have told you that. Okay, so I'm going to put this at a bit of an angle. Now I'm not using a mat underneath here. You probably should, but because they're quite solid stamps, they're not quite small, then I think I'm going to get away with it. Let's grab the bows. I'm going to put these on here, and I'm not worried if it goes off the end. Having said that, I want space for my sentiment to go. So my instinct was to do it this way, like that. But if you look at the stamp set, hi Babsy, they've got it ending there, interestingly enough. So there we go. But I think you could do it either way. I quite like it like that, because then you've got the string coming off, you know, you've got an open string at the bottom. I've just put that on there without cleaning it. So let's see if I can just cover that all up. Okay, let us put a piece of paper underneath. Just want a small piece because otherwise it's going to go onto my paper here. Bear with me while I just get a new sheet. I do like this small grid paper. It's perfect where you've got a small space, and obviously it's designed very much for the Stamparatus. Oh, you're with me? Oh good, I'm glad I'm not the only one then. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here exactly as I had it and see if I covered up my where I put the stamp down earlier. I think it'll be good enough anyway. Yeah, there we go. So you don't even need to colour this one in my mind. You could add in colour quite easily. So if you wanted to make it blue and yellow or blue and red, you could add that in. I quite like the simplicity of that. So let's have, it is so handy, isn't it, Kerry? Let's have this one here. Your friendship is so uplifting. Like that. simple, apart from my hands being covered in ink. That's because I didn't clean my stamps. I have got a stamp cleaner right next to me, of course. Okay, so I'm quite tempted to leave that, but I think I am going to, just to make it a bit more interesting, do a little bit of colouring in. So I'm just going to introduce a blue blends pen. So I've got, here is dark balmy blue. I might try Pool Party, actually. I'm not sure I need both of these. Let's just go for dark Pool Party. So just going to colour these in. So it's absolutely fine to use blends pens with any of our Stampin' Up! Classic ink pads. You can use them with our Memento Black, but not our Stays On, because that will cause the ink to run. Okay, let's do the lighter blue here. Oh, it's just about running out. So I'm just going to use the lighter blue on here, like so. And if you've got any of our previous stamp sets, so the hot air balloons, any of those, or the balloon set, there's quite a few sentiments in there. We had some aeroplane ones as well. That would work really nicely with this. Okay, I think I'm just going to do that actually. Leave it as is. Let's find a layer and then pop it onto a note card. And then I'll do some fussy cutting and pop it onto a background. So I'm hoping I have got Coastal Cabana. That works, doesn't it? So I do keep a whole stack, as you can see, of layers for note cards, because I use those a lot for coffee and card. Because we tend to do smaller cards, because we're limited by time and also space. So I will often use, thank you Kerry, note cards and envelopes, and also it means I don't have to bring quite so many colours of cards down, because these are obviously these layers are quite small. Because you guarantee somebody will ask for a red card and I haven't got a red one. Also, when you do coffee and cards, you get to know what your regular customers like. So I can almost choose what colours of card people are going to use. Simple stamping, absolutely. Oh, hi Claire. Happy New Year to you, my darling, and to your family. Okay, so yes, you get to know people's favourite colours. So I know Pat, who joins us, her favourite colour is red, so regardless of what it is, she will almost always choose a red card. Sorry, I'm looking for my bone folder without my glasses on. And then we have our lovely Carol who's watching, and her favourite colour is orange. Although if her granddaughters are there, then there's usually a bit of purple involved. So yes, we do get to know people's favourite colours, so I do try and accommodate those. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Okay, so that's going to hop onto there like that. So really crisp, clean, sweet little card. I could stamp a cloud in the background, but I'm going to leave this one because I just like the simplicity of that. Let me just hold it up so you can see it. And I think I'm going to pop KITE on the envelope. I'm going to have it that way and the string coming around that way. So I do like to stamp our envelopes, and also where possible I stamp on the inside. Just depends on the space that I've got available, and also you could add a message on the inside. So I'm just going to bring this over. Had that one that way. There we go. Hi Zana, thanks for joining us. I'll get to show you the cards for our class in a box shortly, so stay tuned to see all the rest of the selection. Okay, so let's do this one here. So this is called Kite Delight. So I'm just working there we go. Whoops, I moved it a little bit away from the bottom. I think I've got away with it. There we go. Very sweet. So there we have it. Remember to do it flat for you. Okay, so there's one card, so that'll be perfect for coffee and card tomorrow with minimal colouring in, because a lot of people don't always like colouring in. And then I'm going to do one using this Simply Marvellous paper that we actually used last week. But what I'm going to do is stamp the kite, maybe two, and fussy cut them onto there. And they're nice easy shapes to cut, to be honest, so should be okay. And let us put this on, clean this off. Oh, bless you, Zana. You're not late. You're otherwise engaged. Right, I'm going to change colours. Just want to wipe this other one off while I remember. So I've had a few marathon lives, so this is going to be short and sweet this evening, because then I can pack my bags ready for coffee and card tomorrow. So all I need to do for that is make sure I've got enough backings. I cut enough of the white layers and make sure I've got enough of these layers too. Well, I think that's a good excuse, Anna, isn't it? Definitely. Okay, so there's that one. And I'm going to stamp all three, but I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. So I want to use a different one to the one I've already used. And the reason I'm doing them in early espresso, you could obviously do them in a colour. Perhaps I'll do one of them in a colour. Is that I'm going to colour them in. So let's do this one. Perhaps I'll do this one in what have I got to hand? Let's find a nice bright red. Maybe I've got Poppy Parade. Oh, bless you. I know it's scary when your children grow up, isn't it? So my twins are 24 now. But it really doesn't seem real sometimes. There we go. So really easy shapes. I'm going to colour them in before I cut them out. Like so. So let's just grab some blends. I've got some pink, so I'm not going to do detailed colouring in. Obviously you could, but I don't think you need to, because it's quite a crisp design. I don't think you need to worry too much about any shading. Oh my goodness, Wendy, you can't have a son that's 40. Surely not. My goodness. Right, it's going to do these all the same, but also you could colour these different colours entirely. There we go. I'm going to do some yellow in the middle. Could do that another colour as well, couldn't I? So many choices. Wrong side. So I'm just using the bullet tip, the finer tip for these. Because it's a small area, and it means I don't have to be quite so careful. Right, so I've got red here, and then I've got this one here. Maybe I should have done that in a colour. Let's just see. Let's do so the fun thing about doing coffee and card, and you have some colouring in, is it goes all quiet. When people start colouring, it's so funny. They will do. Okay, Wendy. Thank you. Right. Oh my goodness. Bless you. I'm just wondering whether to do another colour in there. I'm being a little bit indecisive, aren't I? Could do a light misty moonlight maybe. So these are going to be cut out. There's no dies or anything for these, but you don't need them. It's such a simple set, and this would be a good set for beginners as well as experienced crafters, of course, but also for children. There we go. So you've got the colouring in, hand to eye coordination, plus the stamping. And I think this is going to have to be Poppy Parade. I'm just going to use that smaller edge again. So that one. Do that. Oh, that's really not fair. Oh, oh, bless you, Kate. That is particularly yes, unfeeling, isn't it? Now, what am I going to put with the red? Don't really want black. Grey, I suppose, would work, wouldn't it? Not convinced of that. Okay. I really need another colour, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do it in. So let's just cut these out for the minute and have a play on our backing. May not even use that one after all that. So it's just a nice simple, she says, hopefully, cut along here, and it's got a nice thick border. So it's quite easy to cut through. Oh, yellow or green? Oh yes, that would work, wouldn't it? Let's see. Okay, there we are. So nice and easy to cut, as I say. Because it's got a wide border, if you prefer to cut into that a little bit and not have any white, you can. But equally, if you like to have a little white border, you still can do that. There we go. Now, to me, this doesn't feel right. A, because of my colour choice, but also because of the size. So I think what I'm going to do is do another one of these. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of space. Let's see if I do it this way. Let's have a look. Let me cut it out and see, then I'll make a decision. I think probably because I've stamped two in one colour, and this now is the odd one out. But you don't know till you try it. So I do enjoy my coffee and card sessions every week, and I'm so lucky to have such nice venues as well. Yeah, I don't like that, so I'm going to go for another one of these. I think it might have been alright in a different colour, but no point putting it on if you're not happy with it, is there? So let us grab. Hi, Catherine. What did I stamp them in? Early espresso. Okay, so doing a coffee and card design, Catherine, using the kites, as you can see. So I've made a simple card already, this one here. Nice simple stamping. Oops, there we go. And then I'm doing one on this background scene. Just swap that over. Just clean it off. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so the question is what colours. I think what I'm going to do is just do one colour right the way over. A, to save time. So for this one I'm using the wider brush tip because I'm just going over the whole area. like so. So as much as anything, just to save time. There we go, that'll do. Okay, let's cut that one out. So with these, you could either add the strings, you could add the strings from another set. So if you've got a balloon set, you could do that. Hi Tracy. You could also draw the strings in if you wanted to, or just have them as loose kites. Hey ho. So I don't know if you've got this set, Tracy. So what I want to do is add my birthday sentiment. So I'm going to have my strings coming down there. So before I do anything else, I want to put my birthday sentiment on, and I'm going to use that another year older. Is that the one? Another year flies by, that's it. I've not seen many people use this yet. I mean, it is early days. The catalogue only came out on Tuesday, but demonstrators obviously had access to that from December. That's one of the benefits of being a demonstrator, is you get to see and order things early. So let's pop that one on there. There we go. Right, just going to leave that because my gut feel wants me to put that big kite up there on the left. But also I want to split these up a little bit better. So I think they're going to go like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the star ones for the two blue ones, and then the little bows for this. And I'm just going to stamp them onto the paper because I'm not fussy cutting that out. Oh, you could add twine for the tails. Yeah, that's true. I could do that actually. I've got some twine here somewhere. What do you think? We could vote on that. Should I just add a little bit of twine? It's underneath my thing here. So I've got white. I've got navy, and that's quite nice and thin. So I could do that. What else have I got? Stripey. Oh, that's perfect for that one. Thank you, Kerry. You're on fire today with your suggestions, because it was your idea to do these. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is attach this with a little bit of glue, or actually a glue dot I'll use, and then I'll pop the kite up with dimensionals. So here's a glue dot onto there. Take the edge. Thank you, Kerry. Like so. Yeah, that definitely works, doesn't it? So I'm going to cut that off further down. Let's have that one. go. Right, dimensionals. Oh my goodness, look at the time. This is going to be a really quick card. I'm sorry, got carried away. Okay, I'm going to pop 2 on that one. And then let's move that out. Could do with some pink twine, and you could obviously put this into some ink to colour it. I'm not going to do that because I will get absolutely covered, but you could definitely put that through some pink ink. So same again, and I think you could mix and match this as well. You could put some with string and some stamped. I think would be quite nice. There we go. And then what I'll do with the strings is I'll add a little bit of glue when I'm ready. So got that one there. And then finally that one there. So I say my kites aren't very inspiring in terms of colouring, but they'll do the job. So let's remember to put the twine in. Ready for coffee and card tomorrow. Will we see you tomorrow, Carol? Right, glue dot. There we go. Okay. There we have it. Right. Oh, jolly good. And the girls are back at school, of course, aren't they? So what I'm going to do is put a dot of glue. Oops. Here. I know you can't see this. Just the tiniest amount, and then going to sit the twine on top of that. And the secret is not to get your fingers onto the glue. Okay, so I'm just going to press that down. I'm going to do the same for the others and then trim that off afterwards. So you could do a little bit of twirling as well if you wanted to. I think that's going to do that one. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here. So don't touch the glue. You could use a cocktail stick or something if you wanted to. And this one here. Like that. And then this one I'm going to have coming over there. So there's no point me showing you the glue, it's such a light amount. Let's just put a little kink in that, I think. I prefer to use glue for small areas like this rather than glue dots, because the glue dots even if you roll them, do tend to be a little bit bigger. Let's have a little bit here. That's it. And then I'll mount this onto a base layer and then onto our note card, and we're done. Like so. There we go. So I got out this navy. I think that will work absolutely fine actually. I could put it onto the pink, but I'm going to stick with that. So just being careful not to disturb those strings too much. Okay, so this navy blue layer is 3 1/4 inches by 4 3/4. Let's trim these off to here. There we go. Oops. Okay, pop it onto an envelope. Pop it onto a card. Stamp the envelope. And we're done. Thank you, Babsy. So, as you know, it's always a reflection on how easily you can make a card from a new stamp set. And I always think if you can make one, I know I've been going on a bit of time, but if you can make one fairly quickly without too much hassle, that's a good sign. And it also means I know that my coffee and card ladies, you know, well, we're limited for supplies. There's only so much I can take. We can't take die cutting machines. We don't take dies or anything. It's just literally simple stamping. Cards, ink. Stamps, ink and paper even. Okay. I'm just making sure I don't put any ink on that. So I'm going to turn that over. Like so. And there we have it. Another year flies by. Happy birthday. And then for this one, I'm going to stamp the little sun and a kite on the front of the envelope. Why not? So I think you could use this for, you know, children's birthdays, adult birthdays. And I haven't used the sun or the cloud on the card, so you know there's more things you can do with it, so I look forward to seeing what everybody does with it. Let's put a cloud in, why not? Oh, no, I don't want to put a cloud in. No. Don't. I'm going to put that pretty one on there. And then this one is done. And then I'll just show you the cards for our January class. I will send out the email later this evening. with the booking details on it. I should have put that a little bit higher, shouldn't I? Never mind. Let's grab the strings. Like so. Perfect. Okay, so I might probably colour that one in and colour the sun in as well. So let me just show you those two cards. So there's this one here, and this uses the papers behind. That's free in celebration, but you could create your own background, obviously. And then this was the first one I did. So literally just stamped that one. Stamped, did a little bit of colouring in, added the sentiment, and then we've got that for our envelope. So nice and simple. So if you come to Coffee and Card tomorrow or Monday, then that's what we'll be doing. So let me show you our project for January class. Let's just move everything out of the way. Well, sort of out of the way. There we go. Get rid of the strings. Okay, let me see what you can see. Oh, fairly clear desk. That's good. That's not bad. So, let me grab those projects. So this was the little 3D card that I showed on my video earlier, which I'm really pleased with. So it has a magnetic fastening so that you can open it. Well, I've got a bit of a strong magnet on there, and this will fit a standard UK C6 envelope. Okay. And you can write on the back, have your message on there, and then the magnet closure closes it up. So basically it's a TP card. And then you've got the sails that go round, like so. So this is from my class in a box, and you get the die cuts to do this. You'll get the card and the dimensions to do the TP card. Thank you, Babsy. It was in my mind on how I wanted to do it without it being too complicated. So this TP card is made out of 3 squares. So it's really not complicated. And I sized it down. I started off quite big and I got gradually smaller till it fitted this front windmill. And then the sails, I've done 2 lots of sails and stuck them together, so they're nice and strong. When I did my very first one, it got a little bit sort of bendy here. So that's one of the projects for our class in a box, and it stands very stable, like so. And then these are the other ones. So these are using the papers and the dies. So the papers in this suite are fantastic, I have to say. And my class in a box is always designed around the papers. There are some extra cards at the bottom that you can do if you come to class, or if you buy the coordinating stamp set, and you'll see why when I show you that. So this one features the tulip papers, as you can see, and a white windmill. This one I fixed, but you could put a brad in the middle there if you wanted to, but I left this one fixed. Let me just raise that up so you can see. I haven't put sentiments onto these yet. They're waiting for sentiments. This one here, I wanted to create a window frame. Picture frame, that's the word, not window frame. But you could do a picture frame, of course. So this is one side of the papers, and then this is the other side. In fact, it's the same pieces here, and you'll get the die cut for that, and I've just layered that up. Very simple. It's something I do every so often, is a picture frame card. They are really simple, and then obviously you can put the sentiment of your choice onto there. We have this one here, so she's using some of the papers. This is a die cut, so you'll get that included, and all I've done is cut at the bottom and reverse the paper round. Love those colours. This is one for Carol because it's orange. And then we have this one here, so this is going to have a circular sentiment, or you could have a rectangle sentiment on there. Would you get the brad behind the windmill if you put it on dimensionals? Oh, this one here. Do you mean, Babsy? Yes, you would, because in fact this one is stuck on, and all you do is put the brad through, fold the legs back, and then I just cut the legs off. So they're not, because the biggest problem is the legs sticking out past the windmill. So yes, you could, this is actually on dimensionals. I did this one because I just wanted a flat facing card. And then we've got this one here, and I've actually decoupaged one of the tulips from there, and then this will have a sentiment on, like so. And then this one here, I was trying to get the effect of multiple rows of tulips. So what I've done is I've used the base paper, and then from another piece of paper. So all of this comes from the paper that you have included in your pack. Okay, not extra, no extras. So what I've done is I've literally just torn pieces of this paper to put on the top to make it look like it's disappearing. Now you could, I guess, have them overlapping, but this is a bit kinder to your paper. You don't need so much paper to do it. So let me know what you think of that one. And then this one requires the stamp set. So this one can be done at class, or if you purchase or have the stamp set. And this is using that same paper. I've torn it across the top, and then from the stamp set that goes with this, I've added the tree and the bushes and the stamped small windmill. It's that one there. And then these two are actually the same, and I started with this one, and I had a gap in between these colours here. I've also added clouds, but I decided to try it a bit closer together. So this is again stamped, and I've put the photopolymer stamp right up next to each other, but left this one as a path so that you don't have the problem, because the problem you have is knowing how much space to leave here, otherwise you have a really big space left at the bottom. This stamp here is a single one, and that is a one double stamp, and then you've got the individual one here. So this is basically the same card. This one I put the windmill on and die cut it, and this one I did flat. I think I prefer the flat one, but the die cut's quite useful if your bits don't meet in the middle, if that makes any sense. So there we go. So those are the projects for our January class in a box. So you'll only be able to make the stamped ones if you're at class, or you purchase the stamps and all the dies, and then the rest of these, obviously with sentiments, you can make at home, including this little windmill here. Very pleased, and very sturdy as well. Not if the cat sat on it, but so you'll have everything that you see in your class in a box kit, and that is £20 in the UK to have that sent to you with all the components that you need. And we have a video recording for each card. So if there's any cards you don't like, you don't have to sit and watch those. You can just watch the recordings, and that talks you through how to make them. And then we also have an online class, which is the last Saturday in January. So the online class is Saturday the 29th. And you can craft with me online if you wish. That's via Zoom. So those are the various options. If you're not in the UK and you want to, you can join the online class and also receive links to all the video tutorials. So that is an option if anybody is interested in doing that. So there we go. I think I've gone on enough for today. I was trying to keep this to half an hour. That didn't quite work, did it? Anyway, I hope you like the projects for our class. They're not particularly complicated. Even this windmill is not that complicated. As I say, you get all of the components. It's a straightforward TP card, which is made out of 3 squares. That is it. No complicated folding, no complicated gluing. It opens up flat, and it will include the magnets. You could also use like Velcro if you wanted to. But I quite like using the magnets for that, but it does fold flat. Okay, thank you so much everybody. I appreciate you joining me this evening. Now I've got to photograph these ready. That's my next plan. And get ready for coffee and card. And also find something to eat in the meantime. So thank you for joining me this evening. I hope that's been useful. I hope you like our KITE cards. This set is in the new catalogue. It's called KITE Delight, and I can't tell you how much it is because my catalogue is buried to the left of the of my workplace here, but I will pop a link in with the price of that stamp set. So thank you everybody. Do take care. Enjoy your evening. And let's see if I can put my little windmill down. That's the only problem, is you can't, it's difficult for you to see the windmill. Which is why I did a little video of it to make it a bit easier. Okay, thank you so much everybody. Do take care. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching. And look after yourselves, your loved ones. And I hope you can keep crafting. Look forward to seeing some of you at Coffee and Card, some of you at classes, and the rest of you online. Thank you so much. Bye for now.